Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Hold on 1 second. Welcome to the stream. I just came on, but I wanted to start off with a little bit sharper pencils. Welcome, welcome. We gotta even the pencils up to the same length for what I'm about to do. Bear with me. I got a wild one on this end. Thank you for coming. It's gonna be real special in just a second, in my opinion. So this is something that I've done. Hello, Juan. See if I can read that name properly. MU4368, hello. And Juan, hello again. Welcome, glad you're here. Give me 30 more seconds and I'm here to impress. Just having a little blank paper party. I'm a stained glass artist. I just finished a project this afternoon and I wanted to play around with some designs. And I'm glad you're here. We're just gonna play with some concepts. Alright. So this is how this works here. Right on, pushing. How's it going? Check it out. I'm just playing around. It's blank paper party, bro. So I'm just kind of getting warmed up. But I had a couple ideas I wanted to try out. And, but, you know, I got caught up into making this face. So we're taking a detour on the face here, I suppose. I don't know how well y'all can see it. I should probably make that a little bit bigger. Y'all are looking at it upside down. It'd probably be better if you could see it from my point of view. I might try to turn that around here in a second. All right, so there's my point of view. It would probably be better. Let me see if I can set the camera up to put it in front of me. I'm gonna get a fresh piece of paper. We're just dilly-dallying around. But what I want to do is I'm playing with these kind of symmetrical shapes right here. And then when I find one that I really like, I'll duplicate it more correctly instead of the mismanaged dosage of, hold on, instead of the mismanaged dosage. So let me get this camera set up straight, and we're gonna grab a fresh piece of paper. I think I want to draw on a larger scale. So let me see what I can do about perspective here. Let me flip the camera around this way. Hello, welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Christine. Oh, wait. Crystal Golan, thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, my point of view is from the inside out. That's right, Pushing. Suddenly you know me. Right on. Okay. So here's a better perspective where the camera is not totally in my way. And I kind of been wanting to try this. This is just a fun little way that I like to sketch sometimes. And I've been doing this since I was, man, you're talking to a 55-year-old man. I've been doing this since like I was in high school. And, you know, my dad was ambidextrous with playing sports, and I just picked up on this and decided I like doing it. So what I'm looking for is just some nice, see, I don't like that already. I don't want devil horn looking type of things. That's why we're calling this a blank paper party, because we do have an eraser. So at any rate, I just wanted to look at some other different types of flow. Because in this moment right here for me, this is a type of meditation that anybody could do. And the trick of it is that you can't pay attention more to one than the other. See, like that, unless you stop the other side. So the minute you start paying more attention to a specific detail and let go of the overall look, you kind of almost start to run into trouble, right? So you have to put your mind in this hypnotized gaze where you're staring at both at the same time, right? So this is my moth concept is what this was tonight. But right here is where it turns into two doggies. This is like that swallowtail moth. It's kind of what I had in my mind, right? And so what I'll do is I'll decorate this as I go, and I might add these in. Oh, hold on, let me read this. Oh, right. Yeah, so when I'm like done, and see, I kind of like this is kind of cool, but it's not cool enough. I think I can do a little bit better on that section, because what happened there, I started focusing on the dog head shape instead of the overall shape of that moth, right? And so while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and correct that abnormality of a. So if I do this and I like one side or the other, I think it, has nice lines. Then I'll trace it off and duplicate both right there. And so this is just a sketch way for me to lay out this concept that I have in my head of I think they're called lunar moths or something, but they have these big, long dragon tails that flow off the bottom of them. I dig it. So we're going to segment that up. So we'll come back to the shape of the wing in just a second. Well, hold on. Let me enter into that a little bit differently. Yes, I don't like those. Let's get a more wiser, even tone dragon, huh? That one looked a little shady. Give it a black nose there. I'll cheat for a second. All right. All right, now we'll get back here, finish off this butterfly wing shape that was supposed to be happening in the first place. But I'm not really trying to imitate anything, but I just wanted to play with some lines. Right, so that fills out that top shape, and I kind of like this flow over here because that's something I could cut out in glass. And so we're going to redo this. That's why we call it the blank paper party, because we can make it blank at any time. So I think instead of two faces, we're going to merge this into one and make a cool ass in your face. I don't like that either. All right. That's all right. Let me just do a nose on there and we can move on. This really isn't part of the whole, but now I got, you know what? And it's not. It doesn't need to be there. That's just totally going away from the concept that I was working on. Oh no, it's but I did grout it today. Look at how those nice black lines made it pop and shimmer, man. But it's my niece pushing. But no, this grout is still drying and it still needs to get cleaned. And then I'm going to walk to the store here in a couple of days and get some lumber and build a frame. I've got some small lumber to do the little stops, but I'm gonna just go get a big piece of 1x2 so I can put that together. So okay, so I want to return back to this. So I keep getting sucked in to that small detail, and that's not really what I'm wanting to do today. What I'm wanting to do is just kind of have a nice splashy flow pattern that mimics the feeling or the flow of that well, I'm just talking bullshit. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Had a bunch of wild weather. tornado came pretty close to where I was at yesterday. And then a bunch of hail, really hardcore rain, hardcore hail at like 5 o'clock this morning. It was intense. Okay, that's getting a little bit wild there, but see, and then see my nose is coming off this way instead of coming down here, so getting lost in the details, and that's okay. I'm just playing around. I finished up that project today and grouted that nice little, got that nice black lines in there. I really like the way that looks. So I'm getting ready to do another project, and I wanted to play around with this concept to see if I could actually put on YouTube one of my free-form design techniques. So we'll take that concept, right? Now that I kind of see it coming together in my mind's eye a little bit, and I'm not no real professional artist. I'm just a stoner with a sketchbook. That's all I've ever been. I was a stained glass professional, and I've designed windows, but I've never really been an artist, so to speak, right? You're pushing. I'm pushing. Oh, is that why he traveled out of town and he go to see her? That's kind of sounds like a bummer. As far as imperial cats go, you don't want to know what they do in Missouri. I don't agree with it myself. It depends on what your end goal is. uh, I would say, like in that Jaws movie, you're gonna need a bigger boat. All right, I'm gonna throw the camera just off center. I need some room for my room. So anyway, so I have, this is kind of the overall flow of what I have in mind, right? And I think I'm too far apart, honestly. Let me clear that off. I'm way too far apart, and that's just not really what I'm looking for. But I do want to be on a bigger scale. I haven't drawn like this in a long time, and one of the other things that I think, I mean, literally, we're talking years since I've even allowed myself. Ooh, dang, man. Yeah, you're just going to have to throw some food out your backyard. And if you stop feeding them, they'll leave. I mean, that it just depends on how dependent they are. But you find some farmers that's got a barn that needs to have some mouse ran off, that might be a good thing for them. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, because I want a little bit better free flow. Uh-oh. Nope, I was disconnected there. I don't know what happened. So I want a little bit better free flow this time. And I don't know if that angle is good, so you'll have to bear with me. Because reaching around the camera is really just not working for an artistic endeavor. So I'll try to get you guys as up close and personal as I can. And you know, normally the other thing that's missing, the only thing that's missing, is some good music in the background, but it's YouTube. And I wanted to show everybody what was up in my little world. Okay. So we're here in the studio. The kayak is still as dry as could be. We finished our project and grouted it today. It looks real good. And we're just playing around with some sketchbook paper on the wall. So welcome one, welcome all. We're putting paper on the wall. Hold on. I don't know how that's gonna work there. Let me see if I can move the image around. Getting closer. Alright, we'll try that. Let's see. See, it's hard for y'all to see that too. But you'll just have to get the reveal as we go along. See, now this here is way more comfortable. Because I'm more stable, right? So I do really prefer to do it on the wall this way myself. So let's get rid of this top nonsense here. In fact, I'll tell you what, blank paper reset, here we go. Dang, man. So are you out in the country, or are they just like in your neighborhood tearing everything up? The kitty cats. I wonder what my neighbor's thinking of racing on the wall like this. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this so late. Alright. Alright, let's play with this shape again. I keep getting sidetracked on this top part. Cheater. cheater. Look, I'm cheating. Definitely cheating. Definitely. That's definitely cheating. You can't do that. That's cheating. I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater. I'm a big fat cheater. Let me darken this up because I'm getting a little lost. Losing pressure on the left side, Captain. We'll give him a big old fat furry Fu Manchu. Most men smoke, but Fu Manchu. Right on. Alright, see, I just cheated again. Don't tell on nobody. Don't tell nobody how I cheat. Alright. I don't even know what's supposed to be sitting there. This ain't no Bob Ross and that ain't no happy little tree. Hold up. Let's go around the backside before we ruin the top. The Wizards of Alcatraz. They've come to put a spell on the food. Oh, shh, shh. Don't tell nobody I'm cheating. Alright, his head's in the clouds. I figured it out. Watch. This will be the only thing that's not truly symmetrical, right? That one damn cloud. And so all the other clouds will be offset, right? Because that's just freaky weird. Oh, cheated again. I crossed over. Uh-oh. I'm crossing over. Alright. Think I might need some land underneath there. I think the collar needs to go. I think that broke everything up too much. Let's sneak up in here before, because you know, that's just messing with the Fu Manchu too much. The Fu Manchu was good. We liked it. Alright, we'll go back up to that. Let's give him some spirals all the way down, right? Yep, I'm cheating again. But it is the center. I can cheat in the middle, right? Okay. So there's my miniature Fu Manchu with his head in the clouds. Gotta have like the movie bird. Really like Bob Ross. Oh look, it's a happy little bird just flying. And he's happy because he just pooped on everything. See, that's how that works. Alright, this must be the weirdest stream I've ever done. Okay, Nacogdoches. Naka. Am I saying that right? That's a real town. That ain't like some limerick, some rhyme. That's goofy. All right. So I'm gonna do maybe one more, and I'll go outside and have a cigarette. I'll just play it around. So let's do like a totem pole set of faces. And then I'm going to move on to some other things. I just came here to play around. Being silly. The tornadoes came pretty close to our town yesterday. Home of the Fasu? What's that? Nacogdoches. I lived in Temple, Texas, right next to Colleen and Belton when I was, gosh, years ago. Worked at the Western Sizzlin' in Killeen, Texas. Had me a cute little girl that lived there right in Waco down the road. Right on. Heck yeah, man. So we might even done run around in the same places and shit. That's wild, man. It's a small world, ain't it? Oh, this pencil here needs a little sharper edge on it. That's why that other half was so light. Alright, let's get blank paper party. Alright, what are we doing with this here? I think this is more what I had in mind when I was thinking about that moth and butterfly concept, right? I was thinking more like this, I suppose. Here, this needs to be coming over here, and that needs to be. Let me fix that center there. Yeah, I'm way off center here, but that's okay, because if I like it in the end, then I'll just keep half of the and then redo it. This is all just sketching around. So let's get rid of this. And in fact, we're going to redo that center. We'll take it all the way. You have to be careful when you start erasing. You got to know where you're at on the other side. So let me darken this in. You know, tend to be a little bit light on my left side. Darken this in a little bit so I don't wash it away with the palm of my hand. I kind of like the shape this one's heading into, so we'll take this one a little bit more seriously. I mean, albeit it is still just a blank paper party, but all things being equal. Okay, so I'm about right there, and right where that meets up. Okay, so now you have to tilt your head at a slight angle and it all makes sense, right? Alright. So let me bring these down here. Boom, boom. That's about as close as I'm going to get back on track. Alright. Oops, that was kind of rough. That's okay. And this should be over here more, but I think we're going to let it slide. Right on. Thank you all for coming by. Alright, we're going to get rid of these eyes, I think. Whoa. Whoa, I missed. That was supposed to be right there. Alright. I'm done for tonight, guys. Thanks for coming and watching my hands move around on blank paper, pushing buttons. You have a wonderful evening as always. And I'll be back with something new real soon. Y'all have a good evening.